Hello. So in this video, we're going to be role-playing a session with a client that is confused about her youngest daughter, Lexi's parent-teacher conference regarding her lack of social engagement in the classroom. The client is a 33-year-old Caucasian woman who has been married for 8 years, and she has two daughters. One is a 7-year-old named Caitlin, and the other one is a 5-year-old named Lexi. And the client's name is Kendra. Kendra came to therapy so she could understand Lexi's situation. So now we will begin the session. Kendra is the client and Erin is the therapist. The video will be 5 to 10 minutes in length. And now we will begin. Hi Kendra, so what brings you into session today?
So I had a parent-teacher conference the other day.
Okay.
I have two daughters, Caitlin and Lexi.
Okay.
And my daughter Lexi just started kindergarten this year.
Alright.
We had the parent-teacher conference on this past week, and the teacher was mentioning that Lexi hasn't been interacting with the other kids. She's not socializing. And it just really surprised me because I never had any problem with that with Caitlin. She was always talking to the other kids, playing with the other kids nicely, very well behaved. And I guess Lexi's been keeping to herself and doesn't seem to be paying attention and stuff. So just really concerned about what's happening, and I wasn't expecting it.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is, you had a parent-teacher conference with Lexi's teacher, am I correct?
Yes.
And, Lexi hasn't been showing much social engagement in class, but, you've had Caitlin who, has been putting herself out there socially and will obviously interact with her sister at home, plus interact with her friends at school. And then you have, Lexi who is not just who's just interacting at home with Caitlin, and then you have her, and then now you're hearing at school that she's not really engaging socially.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it really threw me off because I saw how well Caitlin and Lexi played together at home and how they always get along so well, and they share toys, and Lexi talks a lot, and just like what I think is very normal, like sibling interaction, and I just assumed that would carry over to her friends at school, but I guess she doesn't have any friends, she's not talking to anybody, and I don't want her to grow up without any friends and to just be like a lonely kid, That's not what I want for my kid.
Of course not, and I definitely understand where you're coming from. So what I'm understanding from you is, Lexi, is playing with Caitlin at home, but like at school, she's not really engaging socially in the sense how she is at home. I believe that this could have to do with how in her development she's in the initiative versus Gil sort of stage at the moment. So I think with her interacting with Caitlin, it's a lot easier for her to do so because she's her sister and they've been growing up together, and Lexi is learning from Caitlin in that regard. But it's the meeting new people and engaging with these new people, especially because she's in kindergarten at a new school. It's probably a lot more difficult for her to initiate the sort of peer connection that she should be doing at this age, if that makes sense. So I guess what we can work on for these next couple of sessions is working on techniques for you to use, for not only you to use, but for Lexi to use in school. And what I'd like for you to do maybe is to reach out to her teacher again and just let her know that you're going to be working on this with her at home, not only at home, and you want her to, work on this at school since this is where you guys see the problem.
Yeah.
So something that I would suggest to you is to talk to her teacher and tell the teacher that to see how if she can try to initiate an initial interaction with one of her peers and kind of see how that goes, or like for maybe half the day and maybe the other half of the day, just see if like she has built up that initiation to go forth and build those interactions on her own. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, so just trying to get her to interact with the other kids, maybe just step by step.
Yeah.
Trying to see how that goes and getting the teacher involved. I think that's a great
definitely.
idea. I feel like I can't do this on my own. I'm feeling so overwhelmed with everything. I just wasn't expecting this.
Okay.
I thought she was going to be fine in school.
Yeah. Well, I do understand that you are feeling overwhelmed, so I will be here to help, and I will be here to track your progress and success through all this, because it's all going to work out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.